Hallo und herzlich willkommen, ich bin euer Mr. Venom 1974. Wir sind bei Folge 9 von Gabriel Knight, 20th Anniversary Edition, Sins of the Fathers. Und es geht weiter. Wir können labern, ich kürze das hier mal ab mit dem Weg. So, gehen wir mal zu
A sign on the front door of Magenta's home reads, Attuning with the Spirit Realm, back on June 22nd.
Ach, da kann ich jetzt noch nicht hin. Ja gut, dann hat sich die Frage erledigt, dann weiß ich, wo ich hin muss. Dann muss ich hier hin. Oh, sieht das gut aus. Jetzt kann ich denn hier wieder alles machen. Das ist bestimmt beeindruckend.
The Garden District is famous for its elaborate old plantation homes and mansions.
Sieht geil aus.
This particular mansion is impeccably groomed.
Hm.
This is private property. Gabriel should stay near the front door till invited to do otherwise.
Ja, habt ihr mal nicht so. Gerne mitnehmen?
Gabriel didn't come here to mess with the plants.
Komm, kann man mal
Pocket
brauchen.
roses mark the entrance to the house. Perfectly groomed hedges run along the front of the porch.
Ja.
Gabriel didn't come here to mess with...
Ja, das hatten wir schon.
The windows are made of thick, heavy glass. The only thing Gabriel can see inside is even thicker drapery.
Gott. Dann klopfen wir doch mal an. Oh, er ist schneller geworden. Es ist jetzt nach einem weiteren Update übrigens.
May I help you?
Ja, erzähl doch mal.
Better not try that. The man looks ready to whip up an army at the slightest notice.
Ja, und könntest du mal ausprobieren. Ich glaube wahrscheinlich nicht, dass sie... Natürlich.
Encyclopedias? Go away.
Ja, das wird definitiv eine Menge bringen, glaube ich. War das im Original genauso? Ich meine, ist klar, was wir da wollen.
May I help you?
Ja, das bleibt alles. Mach auf, ist auch geil.
Please let me in. No. Go away before I call the police.
Please, let me in. Natürlich. Ach komm, dann machen wir jetzt alles. Wir sind da lustig. Gabe hat eben was für eine Drückerkolonne.
May I help?
Ja, ja, komm. Mal rein hier. Es sind ja nicht so viele Optionen.
Are you tired of polishing silver day in and day out?
We don't have silver. All of our utensils are solid gold.
Oh, I see. Well, I represent Lumor Armored Cars, and...
Beat it. And comb your hair.
Ah, jetzt hast du es mir aber gezeigt. Komm, es gibt nur noch zwei Optionen, die machen wir jetzt auch noch. Aber jetzt ist die Stimmen nicht ausbalanciert. Aber es wird wahrscheinlich wieder beim nächsten Patch passieren. Das war bei Baphomets Fluch auch so.
I have a fine selection of magazine subscriptions for sale.
We do not welcome solicitors.
Habt ihr gesehen? Text falsch sortiert. Also da muss noch eine Menge gefixt werden, denke ich. Aber gut, das ist ja das Schöne an Steam. Wenn was Neues rauskommt, kommt was Neues raus.
May I help you?
So. Das hilft bestimmt.
Oh, wrong house. Never mind.
Fine. Good.
Ach, ist genau vertauscht. Könnt ihr übrigens auch mal aufpassen, wenn ihr irgendwie das Let's Play seht und da seht ihr irgendwelche Böcker und irgendwelche Fehler oder sowas, weil mir fällt ja auch nicht alles auf, dann sagt Bescheid, dann schicke ich denen das alles mal gesammelt. Die werden sich wahrscheinlich auch mit Sicherheit bedanken. Also bei einem Game konnte ich ja tatsächlich mal, im Indie-Bereich konnte ich tatsächlich mal helfen damit.
May I help you?
Ja, ja. So, da wollen wir hin.
I'd like to see Malia Gedde, please.
I'm sorry, but unless you have an appointment or official business, I cannot announce you.
Im öffentlichen Auftrag. We are the mission of God, oder was?
I do have official business.
Really? Please tell me the nature of your business.
Ja, da kann ich das nochmal wiederholen, oder was?
I'd really like to see Malia Gedde.
I told you that unless you have official business with Ms. Gedde, I cannot let you in.
Kann ich auf das Ding zugreifen? Nee, ne? Ach, er bleibt da stehen, ja. Wir haben uns noch gar nicht angesehen übrigens.
The badge says Nolans Police Department and Detective Franklin Mosley.
Ja, das ist doch bestimmt official genug.
My name is Detective Mosley. I'm here on police business.
Really? How interesting. But wait here. I'll inform Ms. Gedde.
Ja, als Polizist ausgeben hilft immer. Liebe Kinder da draußen, macht das nicht nach.
Ms. Gedde will see you. Right this way.
Ja, super. Das haben wir da schon mal hingekriegt.
Ms. Gedde will be down shortly.
Interessant.
Thank you.
Ja, mal gucken. Ungeduldiger Sack, was machst du denn gerade wieder? Kann ich da schon was machen? Nee, ne? Das Cutscene. Du komm, guck dir die Bücher an, räum mal ein bisschen auf. Du ist auch geil. So, da ist sie doch. Die Lady in
What
Red.
can I do for you, Detective?
Undoubtedly proof that there is a God. I'm trying
Trying what?
to reach the truth.
Gabriel is trying to impress the girl. Now make her gag.
Okay.
Mind if I ask you a few questions, Miss Gedde?
I assume that's what you're here for, Detective.
Oh, haben sie aber gut getroffen. Haben sie aber gut getroffen. Kommt sehr gut hin mit dem Original. Natürlich.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? Why would you want to know about that, Detective? It's rather silly, isn't it?
There's nothing silly about the voodoo murders.
But that voodoo is faked. That's what I've read in the papers.
That's what the papers say, all right.
But you're not convinced.
No, frankly, I'm not. The police department isn't known for its imagination.
Oh? Well, I can see that your imagination is considerable.
Das war übrigens eine schöne Geschichte, ne? Das hätte man ihn wunderbar überführen können. Das, kann ein Polizist so sagen, das Department? Eigentlich nicht, ne?
Tell me about your life in New Orleans.
The Gedde family came to New Orleans in 1800. We worked very hard to get where we are. On the other hand, we've done a lot for this community.
I can believe that. You're doing a lot for me right now. What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I believe it's some sort of local holiday, but I don't know much about it.
Wir merken uns mal das... Achso, das kann ich weitermachen. Ja, ich quatsch erst mal durch, bevor ich jetzt was erzähle.
What do you know about Marie Laveau?
I've heard of her, of course, but that's about it.
Do you have any idea what Cabri Saint-Caux means?
No, I don't. What does it mean, Detective?
That's confidential information, ma'am.
Natürlich.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
The murders?
Ja, aus der
Only
Zeitung.
what I
Ja.
read in the papers.
And what do you read in the papers?
I'm sure you know much more about it than I, Detective.
Do you know anything about snakes?
I'm no expert. I don't fear them like most people do.
Ist mir schon sympathisch.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Animal masks? I don't know what you mean.
Tell me about yourself.
I suppose I don't really have a choice. What do you want to know, Detective?
What kind of things interest you?
I don't have
Natürlich.
a lot of free time, but I do appreciate the arts. Opera, symphony, ballet, fine art. If you look around, you'll see that we collect African art, for example.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
It is, Detective. It means a great deal to me.
Do you have a career?
A career? Being the head of the Gedde family is a 24-hour-a-day job. We have many holdings and many responsibilities, financial and otherwise. The management of our business affairs and properties leaves me with time for little else.
Poor little rich girl?
Believe it or not, Detective, wealth does have its price.
Ja, ich glaube aber trotzdem noch, dass es da Unterschiede gibt, ne?
Tell me about your family.
The Geddes? We're a very private family.
How many people are there in your family?
Well, my mother just passed away.
Oh, I am sorry.
So am I. She was a magnificent woman. We were very close. I was an only child.
And your father?
I never knew him.
It's hard to believe that any man would leave a woman like you. Or like your mother must have been.
He did not leave, Detective. But that's really none of your concern.
I'm sorry. Go on.
There are, of course, other Geddes in the city. I have a large extended family.
I see.
Okay. Das wusste ich auch nicht mehr. Also ihr Vater, dem scheint irgendwas passiert zu sein. Okay.
Do you have a husband, boyfriend?
I'm very independent, Detective. The women in my family have always preferred it that way.
So, you've never been married?
No, and I never will be.
What about children?
Yes, that is likely. Someday.
Okay.
I'd like to hear just about anything.
I have a business degree from Vanderbilt. I wanted to study psychology, but my family's interests came first.
Oh, why not something like law, then? Surely that would have been an asset to the family.
Law? Please. I do have some morals, Detective.
Schön.
I'd like to hear just about anything.
For the record, I'm 28, Detective.
Ich weiß gar nicht mehr, wie alt Gabe ist.
I'd like to hear just about anything.
I have few friends. A woman in my position can't really afford them.
28 sieht aber alt aus, ne? Jetzt mal hier meckern auf hohem Niveau, ich weiß.
I'd like to hear just about anything.
I try to stay away from the media as much as possible. Last year there was that story about John Jr. and I. Phone didn't stop ringing for weeks. I prefer to keep my private life private. I would appreciate it if you keep my name away from any public association with the police, Detective.
Of course. I wouldn't know where to begin.
As you wish, Detective.
This is quite a place.
Thank you. It's been in the family a long time.
Finde ich auch ganz nett, muss ich ganz ehrlich sagen. Habe ich schon schlechtere Häuser gesehen.
Done anything exciting lately?
I'm sorry, but I'm very busy. Can we get to the point?
So what's new with you?
Nothing that would interest you, I'm sure, Detective.
Do you receive all your visitors in this library?
Usually. I feel more comfortable surrounded by things that I love.
So, you like books?
My books, my art, yes.
You know, we have a lot more in common than you might imagine.
I would love to chat about that sometime, Detective. But I'm really pressed at the moment.
Jetzt geht's doch los. So.
Excuse me, but your eyes are really distracting. I don't think I've ever seen a color quite like that brownish gold. It's so deep and rich. Man, if I could bottle that, I'd make a fortune.
Thank you, Detective. That's an interesting observation, though probably not relevant to your case.
A good detective never knows what might be relevant, Miss Gedde.
Then you must be truly exceptional at your job.
I can't help noticing that you're in incredible shape, Miss Gedde. Your legs are so strong. Do you work out at one of the clubs by the lake?
Well, Detective, I do enjoy physical activity.
Oh, me too.
Actually, I was referring to swimming and modern dance. I can't say that I do much exercising at the lake, though.
Ah, well, it was worth asking.
Dann machen wir auch
A
trotzdem weiter.
beautiful woman like you must know a lot of people in this city.
Well, I am on a number of boards. and I do a fair amount of charity work. But I have very little time for social activities. I'm really more of a recluse than you might imagine.
No, really? It's a tragedy to hide a light like yours under a bushel, Miss Gedde.
Your opinion is noted, Detective.
Er ist geil. Er ist geil. Also noch frontaler kann man es eigentlich machen.
I'm not making many points here today, am I?
No, you're not.
Miss Gedde, Malia, there's something about you. You really touch me.
I almost believe you, Detective.
I wish you would. I've never been more sincere in my life.
Now that I can believe.
Could I see you again sometime? For coffee, dinner?
Look, you seem like an interesting person, and I'm sure you have some fascinating stories to tell.
Storytelling is only one of my gifts.
But I'm afraid I'm quite unavailable at the moment. With my mother's recent death, I'm completely absorbed in the family business.
Kann ich noch was machen?
Are you sure you won't go out with me? I promise I'll be good.
It's really out of the question.
Okay, dann quatschen wir mal über den See.
Can you tell me anything about what happened out at the lake?
I wish I could, but I've never seen or heard anything unusual at the lake. And I do spend quite a bit of time out there. I think this has gone on long enough. You're not really a detective, are you?
Who, me? Well, I am on this case, Miss Gedde.
I saw you at the lake yesterday. I thought you must be with the police since you were there, but you don't act like a police officer. Besides, I'm rather certain that the other man said his name was Mosley.
All right, you caught me. I'm not with the police. My name is Gabriel Knight. I'm a writer working with Detective Mosley on a book.
Well, Mr. Knight, now that we've established who you are, perhaps you can tell me the real reason you're here.
Well, I am researching the book, and I thought you might have seen or heard something at the lake.
I don't like liars, Mr. Knight.
Okay, you're right. I really just wanted to see you again. You can be mad at me if you want, but I swear I've never done anything like this before.
Mr. Knight, you've lied about your identity and wasted my time with meaningless questions. If it weren't vaguely flattering, I'd really be angry. You're lucky I don't call the real police. I think you should go, Mr. Knight.
Malia, wait. If you just give me a chance.
I've wasted enough time. I'll have Robert show you out.
Kann ich noch was machen?
Robert?
Das Cutscene.
Show Mr. Knight out, please.
I most certainly will.
Thank you very much. I had a lovely time. Ah, shit.
Das kann man laut sagen. Aber gut, damit ist eine wunderbare Gelegenheit, hier einen Cut zu setzen. Dann sehen wir uns in Folge 10 beim nächsten Mal wieder. Jetzt überlege ich mal eben kurz nochmal, das machen wir offscreen, da nerv ich euch nicht. Einen Tipp von euch habe ich gekriegt zum Thema Gutschein und Park. Das möchte ich schon mal erzählen, das habt ihr gegeben. Also ihr könnt ja immer noch reinhacken, ja. Ist noch nicht gespoilt, deswegen finde ich das okay. Das könnt ihr gerne so weitermachen und dann wollen wir mal gucken, wie wir dann in Folge 10 weitergehen. Weil sonst habe ich jetzt nicht wirklich viele Ideen, was ich noch machen sollte. Bin ich mal gespannt. Vielleicht ist trotzdem irgendwann Ende. Und naja gut. Aber wir werden das schon irgendwie schaffen. Ich habe ja gesagt, ich halte das sowieso ein bisschen unregelmäßig. Ob ich das jetzt in einer Session durchzocke und alles hochlade, das weiß ich eh nicht. Aber das werden wir ja schon sehen. Ihr seid ja sozusagen live dabei. Ich bin euer Mr. Venom 1974 und extra nochmal
abonnieren, kommentieren, bewerten.
Ich lasse mir mal irgendwie noch einen Schlussgag einfallen, damit es vielleicht ein bisschen lustiger wird. Und dann sehen wir uns in Folge 10 wieder bei Gabriel Knight zur 20-Jahres-Evolution. Bis dann. Tschüss.